Yo, it's Will Marcus or Morstini back with another video, and today we have a weekly recap of probably the craziest week in 2024, without a doubt in my mind, to be honest with you. But one of the craziest weeks we have had in recent memory. Like, I can't remember a week where there's so many viral moments and just things hitting the fan that are crazy. So without further ado, let's dive into Dr. Disrespect. If you're not familiar with him, he's one of the most famous streamers in the world. And he got into some very hot water about his ban. So he was banned about 4 years ago for absolutely no reason. As far as anybody was concerned, nobody knew why. Everybody was like, why did he get banned? But nobody knew. A lawsuit followed. He sued Twitch, which was the streaming company he was streaming for, because they banned him. And he didn't believe that, I guess, the reasoning for the ban was good or worthy. So there you go. That's pretty good cause for the lawsuit, I guess. Here, though, you kind of find out what happened in the aftermath. This past week has been absolutely insane for him. So Midnight Society is the company he co-founds. If you're not familiar with that, it's just like some sort of, I don't know, gaming company. It doesn't fucking matter. Anyway, he gets kicked out of his own company that he helped co-found due to the release of the information that he was sexting minors on Twitch. And that was the reason he got banned about 4 years ago. And so the sexting minors thing was like on the Twitch Whispers thing, like the old chat forum that they had, or maybe still have. I don't know. I don't really use Twitch. And he got caught and they banned him then, and nobody found out the reasoning behind that until now. So he's made quite a lot of statements on Twitter, or X, or whatever you want to call it nowadays, about this, which is a horrible idea. I mean, his PR team is horrible. His lawyers are horrible, because there's no reason for this. Like, they didn't advise him against this. He just did it anyway. They had to have advised them against this. Like, at what point in time is it not a good idea just to shut up and not say anything? Like, why do none of these famous people not do that? And here he is in one of his tweets, literally saying yes to sending whisper messages to a minor, which a man of his stature should absolutely not be doing this. Like, he is one of the most famous streamers in the world. He's super wealthy. Like, he's made a ton of money on Twitch and has absolutely no reason to do this. And another main thing that aids in the optics of this looking so awful is this isn't his like first run-in with trouble. Like, he had an issue where he did like a bathroom stream a while back that got him banned. He also had an issue where he cheated on his wife. Like, just certainly not a staple of the kind of man that people should look up to, which people probably do look up to him. Another tweet that he had out here, him trying to take responsibility, say he's not perfect and all that. I don't understand why. At what point do you stop making tweets? You know what I mean? Like, there should be a time to stop making tweets. He even talks about being a father in here. A father that's out here sexting minors is certainly not the best father figure out there. You know what I mean? Like, this is just not what you should be doing. But absolutely crazy story. Not really sure what the repercussions of this is. Like, he's pretty much saying that, you know, there's a lawsuit that's been settled and like he got paid out and all that. But like, this is not a good look. Obviously not a good look. But he's still gonna have supporters. Like, he'll be fine. And he's super wealthy. He should be fine. But he should absolutely be done. Like, at what point is it time to like hang him up? You know what I mean? Like, stop streaming and like, you know, retire and go do whatever. Hang out with your wife that's still with you somehow. Like, I don't know. After getting cheated on, she's still with him. But now he's sexting minors, she's still with him. Like, this is, I don't know. Maybe she likes it. Whatever. Anyway, we have to dive into his thoughts on him being called, I guess, a predator / pedophile. I don't really know. I mean, there's been some insane stuff for him. The memes are out there, but like, very EDP445 of him to make this post right here, saying that he's against that, but his actions certainly don't reflect that he's against that, because he's sexting minors. But definitely not a good look at all. I don't really know. I've pretty much said everything I have to say. Like, we all kind of understand why what he did was bad. And then his addressing it only makes it worse. And his continued addressing it only makes it even worse after that. So definitely a crazy story that we have here. Another one I wanted to talk about to kind of connect into that and the viral moment that we had in this past week. Crazy week, like I said. The Hawk Tua girl. So this girl, I don't know, just like out. Somebody was doing like those questions they do when they walk down the street and they ask people questions, and she gets asked like her thoughts on something, and she responds with like one of the most viral moments that I think we have had in the last, I don't know, I can't remember the last time the internet went this crazy over like a viral moment, because she is just some girl, I don't know, her father's a preacher, so you would think, there'd be some sort of correlation with her being like a goody two shoes s type girl. Not the case here. She comes in with an absolute insane statement that pretty much took the world by storm. Here it is.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh, you gotta give him that huck too and spit on that thing. Yeah.
So, following that, she deletes all her social media apparently, which I guess is a good idea. I don't know. I've never had to delete any of my social media for any sort of viral reason, so I don't know what it's like to be in her shoes, but I can only imagine that this is certainly not something you want to have to do. And this moment pretty much, I mean, this on shirts already. Like there's shirts of this going around. Like at a Trevor Wallace comedy stand-up show, a guy had a Hawk Tua spit on that thing shirt, 2024, like voting her for president, which I just think that's hilarious. But pretty viral moment. I kind of just want to touch on that. It's just part of it. And then I even made a short about it. So that's how crazy it's gone. Another one I wanted to talk about was the Edmonton Oilers girl. She just flashed everybody in the crowd at an Edmonton Oilers hockey game, like game 6 of the finals. Nothing too crazy, but I do think she got a Playboy invite to like the Playboy Mansion. So that is pretty insane. And our last clip
Anyways,
here.
long story short, it wasn't that cute of a relationship at first. I hated him. I loved him. I dated the backup to piss him off, which worked.
Oh, yes.
He was like,
that'll do it.
He was the bad boy, too. Like, Matthew's so sweet and Southern gentleman and all that stuff. And the backup was the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Ooh, and it upset him, which it worked, thankfully.
Yes.
But so they lived in the same dorm because athletes lived in the same dorm, and he would see my car there. And so at one point, he like waited and followed me out and got in my car and wouldn't get out.
Stop.
And he was
like, this is so hot.
I was like, this is amazing. It's working.
Yeah.
I was get out of my car, and he was like, he's not right for you. And I was like, what? You can't tell me that.
So this here is Kelly Stafford. If you don't know who this is, it's not a big deal. This is the wife of Super Bowl champion professional National Football League quarterback Matthew Stafford. And if you don't know who that is, I'd be kind of surprised, but maybe if you're not from America, you wouldn't know who that is. But that's a pretty big deal. I mean, this man has made over $300 million in his career. He's had major contracts. He's a Super Bowl champion quarterback, which even in the NFL now, there's only about 3 of them left. Like, there are very few quarterbacks in the NFL that have won a Super Bowl right now. Yeah, absolutely crazy viral moment. This was probably a few days ago, and it's kind of cooled off since then, but absolutely insane for her to make these statements. Here's a little viral meme I found, so I just thought I'd add this in here for y'all. Maybe you think it was funny, but she pretty much was talking about how, like, when she was at Georgia back in college, her and Matthew Stafford weren't quite together, and she was, getting together and trying to date his backup quarterback to try to get him to commit to being in a relationship with her. This just sounds like what the women are of, like, I don't know, maybe this day and age or whatever it is. Like, why? Why? You know what I mean? Like, I just don't get it. It doesn't really make sense in my head of why this is a good idea. And even the girl she's talking to is like, yeah, but that worked. You know what I mean? Like, why is this sounds horrible. Like, this is not a good idea. This is not something you should do. But they're like heralding it as something that you should do, and it worked, and try this next time. You know what I mean? And like podcasts are meant to, like, they give people advice and they're kind of talking about stuff. So I hope nobody watches that and thinks that's a good idea. And hopefully all the press is bad about it. And I feel really bad. Like, they got 4 kids. Their kids are going to grow up. They're probably getting mocked in school. You know what I mean? Like, for all of these situations, like DrDisrespect's kid, if he's in school, he's probably getting mocked. You know what I mean? What's her name? I don't even know if that girl who did the Hawk Tour thing can even go back to school if she's in it. But that'd be crazy. Hey, and then you got these 4 kids. Like, they have 4 kids together here, the Stafford. So I feel like that's just a really bad decision to make, to tell this story on the podcast for absolutely no reason other than you just felt like doing it, I guess. So optics of that are horrible. I pretty much covered everything. Those are the big stories that I wanted to talk about. So thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications if you want to. And yeah, here's a class setup from the video. If you guys were watching that, the gameplay was actually pretty good. And yeah, it's been your boy Marcus Morstini. I'm out of here. Peace.